My name is Chris Hurst. I'm the delegate for the 12th district in the Virginia House of Delegates. There is a lot of energy surrounded with the campaign. And then when you go and you serve, well, then it's kind of like the lion's den. You got a lot of competing interests. You have a lot of people that are going to try and work against you. And so you're trying to find, where do you have those shared interests? Where do you have the competing interests? And can we work together if we disagree on other things? And some of the things that happened this time around that we did not see in previous years in Virginia is that we didn't see a lot of terrible bills from the Republican side. Really no bills that are trying to restrict a woman's right to choose, no bills that are trying to continue to discriminate against the LGBTQ population. But unfortunately, because it's still 51-49 and Republicans are in the majority, we didn't get to move the flag on any of those key issues for us either. We still have a long way to go to making sure that we have worker fairness, women's rights in the workplace, making sure we protect our environment, and making sure we go after sensible solutions to reducing gun violence. So those are all things that I think we will only be able to tackle once we get a majority. So there's a lot of work ahead of us. But just as one example of a great bill that did pass, that I don't think would have passed if we weren't at 51-49, we passed this bill first in the nation to provide menstrual supplies to women in jails so that they don't actually have to pay money in order to have pads and tampons. I think that's a basic human right and something that Virginia is now able to be a leader on. And I think that's because Sister District and other groups were able to help get so many Democrats elected last year. And some of the big substantive progressive issues that are really important to me, a lot of that is about consumer fairness and making sure that we promote small businesses, tackle issues with payday lending, make sure that people aren't riddled with debt for their entire lives. Those are issues that are very important to me. And we'll tackle those, I think, in due time. The bill that I did get to pass was a bill that was proffered by the police chief of Rich Creek in Giles County, a Republican Trump supporter who endorsed me because he felt that I was actually going to bring more energy and the right attitude to the role than my opponent last year. We introduced a bill that would have closed a loophole that DMV didn't even really knew existed until we brought it to their attention. And it got DMV buy-in. The auto dealers supported it. The commissioners of the revenue across the Commonwealth and treasurers supported it. And it was from this one idea from one police chief in a small town in Giles County, which didn't vote for me at all. I only got 28% of the vote. But I wanted to say that I don't care if you voted for me or not. I don't care if you're from a big city or from a small town. If you have a good idea, I'm going to try and fight for it. And to be able to get that passed was a great accomplishment. Well, I'm proud to be on the education committee, and I represent tens of thousands of college students. So working to make college more affordable and to reduce student debt, I think, is a really critical issue, one that federal government plays a role in, but states can actually do a really good job of that. We passed a law this year that creates a student loan ombudsman. But one bill that I would really love to tackle in the future is to have a refinancing program for students in Virginia who have student loan debt to be able to refinance that debt through the Commonwealth so we can cut you a better rate. We would not have been able to be so successful in Virginia last year without the volunteer hours and the manpower, woman power, the great energy and support we had from organizations like Sister District. And so on election night, I hope that you all took a lot of credit and took a lot of pride in being able to be so successful to get us elected, and that you see it in the future when we continue to achieve great things and really realize our progressive values in the future, that it's in no small part to the volunteer effort, the real engine that kind of drives the machine for campaigns. It's all of you who are able to help us be so successful. I can't thank all the volunteers with Sister District enough for all that they did for my campaign and the other House of Delegates candidates who won last year.